Now we have more USMLE changes. If you want to know the details of the big Step 2 CS update, Step 1 changes, and new free USMLE assessments that are now available, be sure to watch this video until the end. The Step 2 CS was originally an in-person exam that could be only done in selected states such as Georgia and Texas. It lasted about 8 hours with a lunch break that was included in the time. Examinees had 15 minutes to complete each patient encounter where they took a history and did a physical exam. There were 12 patient encounters in total. After these patient encounters, the examinee then had 10 minutes to write patient notes, which was a crucial part of the score for the Step 2 CS, and also the number one reason for people failing the exam. Last week, I posted a video where I had predicted that the Step 2 CS would become more like the Step 3 exam. Well, the CCS, or online cases portion to be exact. However, I definitely did not predict this, even though honestly it was a long time coming. So, as of today, January 26, 2021, the USMLE has officially announced the fate of the Step 2 CS exam. The Step 2 CS exam will be discontinued and will not resume. And yes, you did hear that right. The Step 2 CS exam will be discontinued completely and it will not resume. This is a pretty big change because before everyone had to do 4 major exams: Step 1, Step 2 CK, Step 2 CS, and then finally Step 3. However, due to the announcement made on January 26, 2021, which is today, depending on when you're watching this video, this has officially changed to only 3 exams: the Step 1, Step 2 CK, and Step 3. It has been quite a roller coaster to get to this final decision. Applicants have been waiting and watching about what this decision could be for a long time. We've been kind of ping-ponging between the USMLE and the ECFMG to see what they will decide. Well, you'll be watching the ECFMG if you're an IMG. So, just to recap our journey to this point, in May 2020, the Step 2 CS was suspended with the intention of continuing in 12 to 18 months. Due to everything that is happening in the world, they then announced that they will switch to an online exam and would update us in early 2021. USMLE had mentioned that they would switch to an online exam and they would update us about the progress of how the scoring will be done, how the exam could be executed, and all that. But based on their announcements, after trying to do that and several meetings, they decided that the best decision to make was to just scrap the Step 2 CS exam entirely. So let's look at some potential pros and cons of this huge decision. So, the pro is that this will be cheaper for US medical graduates. However, for IMGs, this is still uncertain because we're not sure if the OET is here to stay or what other standing exam the ECFMG may implement. Another pro is that applicants will no longer have to travel to these very specific states to do Step 2 CS exam, or for IMGs traveling to a whole different country to do one of the most, and yes, the most expensive step exams. Just for some context here, so it was around $965 to do Step 1 and Step 2 CK last year. And for Step 2 CS, it was around $1,700, $1,700 to do Step 2 CS. That's like double the price, plus transportation and accommodation and whatever else you may need when you travel. So because of its discontinuation, then that will definitely help some people to save some money. Well, hopefully. Another pro depends on how you look at things. So, like I said before, there were 4 major exams that we had to do before, but now there's just one less exam hurdle. But now let's look at the cons. The first con is that although the USMLE has this big change, IMGs still have to wait and see what will be decided by ECFMG. Like what other exam might be in its place if OET is here to stay. So, yes, the wait is over for US medical students or US medical graduates. However, for IMGs, we still have to hold our breath and see what will be the official statement from ECFMG about this. Another con is that with the USMLE Step 1 becoming pass-fail in January 2022 and the discontinuation of the Step 2 CS exam that was announced today, January 26, 2021, we have to wonder, will this make it more challenging for IMGs? Honestly, I think that this is an answer that can only be provided after some substantial amount of time and with research being done and seeing what the effects of these changes will be in the future. However, this is something that I think all IMGs should think about and think about ways to make them more competitive and to stand out more. Honestly, me having that one question kind of opened an entire can of worms and led me to so many different questions that I have about this USMLE change and the effects. Like, will people who have already passed Step 2 CS have to do OET as well? And will OET be here to stay, or will there be another exam in its place? And that brings me to my next question. Will OET still be required since Step 2 CS is discontinued? With this USMLE change, will the Step 2 CS scores or attempts be reported? Will the ECFMG make amendments to the 5 pathways that they announced now that the Step 2 CS is discontinued? Those are all my questions, but what questions do you have? Leave them in the comment section below. And if you are enjoying these quick USMLE updates, be sure to power up the like button, hit subscribe, and that notification bell so that you never ever miss another important USMLE or ECFMG or NBME update. Also, be sure to share this video with your friends so that they know the USMLE updates as well. Now let's look at the Step 1 update that was announced just yesterday. So typically, results for Step 1 take about 3 to 4 weeks. However, the USMLE announced that anyone who takes USMLE Step 1 on or after May 3rd, 2021, they will have a severe delay in their exam results. Examinees will not receive their results until July 7th. So if you need your results before then, now is the time to plan and to budget accordingly. And now on to some good news. There are some new free self-assessments available for the USMLE Step 1 and Step 2 CK. If you are a fan of Amboss, you probably already know this, but for those who don't, let's get into it. From February 20th to February 28th of this year, Amboss is offering a free Step 1 self-assessment test. So this journey can be extremely expensive, so it's refreshing to hear about a company that is doing something so useful for free. So they did this last year, and I guess they'll be doing it again this year, which is great. And I believe that for the first time, they'll be offering an assessment for the Step 2 CK exam. I will leave a link in the description so that you can register to take this self-assessment exam for free. And that brings us to the end of our USMLE updates. So if you like this content, please be sure to power up that like button. It lets me know if you enjoy this type of content and if I should create even more. Also, be sure to share this video with your friends so that they know the USMLE updates as well. To avoid ever missing another very important USMLE update, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. And always, thank you so much for watching and reaching to the end of this video. So, for more important videos, you can click this video right here. Thank you so much again. Goodbye.